In the quiet heart of the ocean, where moonlight dances upon the waves, lived Seraphine, a mermaid unlike any other. Her silver-blue tail shimmered brighter than pearls, and her tears carried the magic of moon water, a gift said to bind souls or break them apart. She was warned never to shed a tear under a full moon, for whoever touched it would be forever changed. But destiny never listens to warnings. One stormy night, lightning split the sky open, and from the wreck of a royal ship, a young man fell into the sea. Prince Kale, heir to the kingdom above. Seraphine saw him sinking, and something within her stirred, something dangerously human. She carried him through the raging waves, pressing her glowing palms against his chest until his heart beat again. When he opened his eyes, the moonlight caught his gaze, and in that moment, two worlds collided. Every night after, when the moon rose full and silver, Seraphine swam to the shore. Using drops of her moon water, she transformed into a human girl, walking the sands barefoot, her laughter echoing like waves. Kale waited for her each night, calling her my moon-born mystery. They met in silence and smiles, their hearts weaving a love story forbidden by both land and sea. But deep in the ocean's shadow, another watched, Marina, Seraphine's oldest friend. She had noticed the change, how Seraphine's eyes shimmered brighter, how she often disappeared when the moon rose high. Curiosity turned into suspicion. One night, Marina followed her through coral tunnels and glowing seaweed paths. She swam silently, her heart pounding like the drums of a storm. She watched as Seraphine rose to the surface, and what she saw shattered her under the moon's silver glow. Seraphine whispered an ancient spell, her shimmering tail dissolved into legs of light, and she stepped upon the shore, a human girl with moonlit hair, and waiting for her was him. A human boy, tall and golden, wearing a crown that gleamed even brighter than the stars. He took Seraphine's hand, and they smiled at each other, a smile full of love and secrets. Marina's heart twisted. She had always dreamed of walking among humans, of being loved by one, but she did not have Seraphine's gift. She could never leave the sea. She could never be seen, never be loved. Jealousy began to bloom inside her, dark, wild, and hungry, and in that moment, Marina swore she would find a way to take back what the sea had never given her. Days after that moonlit discovery, Marina's envy burned like fire beneath her scales. She couldn't stop thinking about Seraphine, walking on land, holding the hand of a prince, living a life she could only dream of. One night, while swimming near the surface, Marina spotted a small wooden boat drifting quietly under the moon. Inside sat Lord Varric, the king's advisor, greedy, cunning, and always searching for power beyond his reach. When he saw Marina's silver tail slicing through the waves, his eyes widened in disbelief. A mermaid! He gasped, reaching for his net, but before he could trap her, Marina spoke. "Wait," she said, her voice trembling but sharp. "If it's power you want, I can give you something greater than me." Varric paused, curiosity gleaming in his eyes. "Go on!" he hissed. She told him about Seraphine, about her gift of moon water, her secret transformations, and the prince she met beneath the stars. "She can make you rich," Marina whispered. "She can make you powerful." Her tears hold magic beyond gold. Varric's greed deepened. The promise of such power clouded his mind like a storm. He pretended to thank Marina, but inside, his dark plan had already begun to form. The next night, Varric followed Prince Kyle to the shore. Hidden behind jagged rocks, he waited. When Seraphine rose from the sea to meet her love. Varric struck, with nets woven from cursed coral and spells stolen from the sea witches. He trapped her in a flash of glowing light. Her cries echoed across the ocean as he dragged her away, the water shimmering faintly with her spilled moon tears. And as Marina watched from afar, guilt flickered in her eyes. But it was too late. The tide of betrayal had already begun, unknown to the humans above. Seraphine was not just any mermaid. She was the princess of the Ocean Kingdom. daughter of King Thaler, ruler of the tides and keeper of the moon's ancient magic. When she disappeared, her father felt it through the sea itself. Every current carried her sorrow. Lord Varric, before the human king, he bowed deeply and lied through his teeth. "This creature bewitched the prince," he said. "She used Forbidden's magic to steal his heart." The king, already wary of the unknown, listened. Varric's poisoned words twisted truth into venom. "Lock her up," the king ordered coldly, "until we find judgment fit for her kind." And so, Seraphine, Princess of the Sea, was sealed inside a glass container filled with water, trapped between two worlds, alone and broken. Prince Kael was devastated. He begged his father, the king, to listen. He swore Seraphine was innocent. He turned to his mother, hoping her heart would see the truth. But Varric's lies had already taken root. "Her beauty is a curse," the queen whispered. "She has enchanted you." Kael's pleas fell on deaf ears. Yet his love was unshaken. Late that night, he snuck past the guards, carrying only a small lantern and his courage, down in the cold dungeon. Through stone walls and echoes of dripping water, he found her. Seraphine floated weakly inside the glass tank, her glow fading. Kael pressed his palm to the glass. "Don't be afraid," he whispered. "I'll find a way to free you." And for the first time in days, Seraphine smiled. But word travels fast through the ocean. When King Thaler learned his daughter was imprisoned by humans, fury surged through the seas. He raised his trident to the sky, summoning the sea army, thousands of mare warriors, sharks, and glowing jellyfish marching like soldiers of the deep. Even the sea itself roared in anger. King Thaler's voice thundered through the waves. "They have taken the princess of the tides. Tonight we rise." The ocean surged toward the land, waves towering higher than castles. When the human king saw the armies of the sea, he sounded the war horns. Steel clashed with coral. Magic clashed with might. The war of two kingdoms had begun. While chaos raged outside, the guards watching Seraphine abandoned their posts to join the fight. This was the chance Kael had waited for. He broke into the dungeon, his heart pounding, the sounds of battle echoing above. With all his strength, he smashed the glass container. Water spilled across the stone floor as Seraphine gasped, weak but alive. The moonlight streamed through a small window, and as it touched her skin, her tails shimmered and transformed into legs once more. Kael wrapped her in his cloak and held her close. "Come on," he said softly. "We have to stop this." As the waves crashed and soldiers clashed, a bright glow rose above the sea. It was Seraphine and Kael, hand in hand. They stood between both armies. "Stop!" Seraphine cried, her voice echoing through water and wind. "Enough blood has been spilled. We are not enemies, only hearts that were misunderstood." Her father, King Thaler, froze when he saw her, alive, strong, and standing beside the prince, "My daughter," he whispered, lowering his trident. Kael's father watched too, his eyes softening as he saw the love between them, pure and real. He realized then she had not bewitched his son. She had saved him. Both kings slowly stepped forward, their weapons falling away. And just like that, the war calmed. The ocean waves withdrew. The sky began to clear. Seraphine turned to her father. "I love him," she said softly, "but I love you too. Let there be peace between our worlds." Tears of pride glimmered in the Sea King's eyes. "You have your mother's heart," he said, "and now both worlds shall share your light." The human king stepped forward and bowed slightly. "Your daughter's courage saved us all. She is welcome in this kingdom, as family." And as for Lord Varric, blinded by a blast of magic during the war, he was cast away into the shadows, never to see light or power again. When peace returned, the two kingdoms celebrated by the shore. Seraphine stood beside Kael beneath the glowing moon. The ocean sparkled around them as she whispered, "This is what the moon water was always meant for. Not power, not magic, but love." Their lips met under the silver light, and the sea glowed brighter than ever before. From that night onward, whenever moonlight touched the water, the waves shimmered in memory of them, the prince and the mermaid who ended a war with a single kiss.